Hello, and welcome to episode 21 of Neverwinter Nights Adventure Series number 10, Prophet Chapter 2, The Century of Sorrow. First thing, I want to go through my spells. I'm not really digging the air elemental summon too much, so we're going to put, let's see, what's Word of Faith? A wave of divine energy blasts all enemy creatures within the area of effect. All enemies within the area are stunned for 1 round per 2 caster levels. Those with 4 hit dice or less are killed instantly. Any hostile summoned creatures have returned to their home plane. Destruction. The target creature must make a fortitude save or die. A successful save still results in the target taking 10d6 points of damage. I like that, to go along with our inflicting wounds. So let's put destruction there. And what's resurrection? Returns a single target corpse to life with full hit points. Let's get 2 destruction spells. So 7 is going to be wiped away. We're going to assign destruction there. Now that messes with our level 6 spells. Let's get 3 summon creatures. Everything else is appropriate. Okay, so I'm going to rest and try this again. I realized something about last episode, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we beat the Earth Sky, we beat the Magma Water boss, and we beat the Time Guardian, but we didn't beat the Fate Guardian. So there is probably going to be a Fate Guardian, and that's what we've got to plan for now. I'm fully expecting it to be wicked tough. And let's give Stone Skin to Dougie. Quick save. And let's get to it.
I didn't want to do this, but...
So the Fate Guardian should be coming next. The Penteract is weakening. We beat the Time Guardian. Is there a Fate Guardian? Oh, we smashed it. Dreams of Ancient Jerez. Let me turn up my volume a little bit. Indeed, what happened? I do not know. Did you destroy the Penteract? I think so. I saw an explosion and then time seemed to freeze. And did it reform itself? Did the Penteract reappear? I can't say. My mind blanked out and I awoke here. As did I. But where are we? Are we dead? I don't think so. I think this is some kind of dream. A dream? Yes, I believe we are within a dream of the Herazars. But how? Is this real? I do not know, my friend. I do not know. Looks around. This is a very strange dream. Indeed it is. Let us explore this place. Perhaps we will find the answer. Yes, Larry, let us do that. Servile. The creature bows, saying nothing. Who are you? What are you doing here? Looks like one of the servants within the Chantry of the Weavers. Indeed, but why is he here? He looks at you silently. What is this place? The creature gestures for you to follow. Follow. Have we broken the cage of they were in? Betrayed! We are betrayed! The servants have turned upon their masters. They have uttered our most secret chants. They have used our own powers against us. We are blind, forever doomed to stumble within the endless dark. They have taken away our eyes. We are trapped in the numb silence. The whispering voices are quiet forever. They have taken away our ears. Our fingers slip from the astral webs. We reach out, clawing for that which is no longer in reach. They have taken away our souls. Our minds are now the prisoners, forever trapped within darkness, within silence, within an endless sea of despair. The servants have turned upon their masters. The creature nods and motions for you to follow. Scale. An object used for research. They look like illithids, but I don't know if illithid is a thing here. You enter what appears as a glorious temple. Statue of Lore. With the first blow of his mighty hammer did Lore split nothingness into two pieces, the past and the future, which together define time, the context of all acts. With the second blow did Lore give meaning to time by splitting it into life, which extends through time and connects to the past through memory, and death, which rushes forward to touch the future. With the third blow did Lore break nothingness into earth and sky, and within the fourth into fire and water. Then Lore did bind these 8 elements onto the faces of a great tetracube. And then Lore struck the world a final time to set it into a spin. Thus, as the opposing elements are drawn toward each other, they instead orbit around the center, never meeting, never restoring the balance and returning to the void. Thus the world was forged. The creature motions for you to come. Coming. Quick saving. You enter upon a scene of destruction. Crumbling statue. But all our struggles have been for nothing. All of our sacrifices have been futile. For while we have freed our minds and bodies from slavery, we cannot free our souls. We have escaped from one cage only to find that it was nested within another. For beneath the glory of creation, beneath its surface glaze of majesty, a flaw was found. A flaw which rendered all of history without meaning, all of struggle without purpose. Beneath the surface, a betrayal deep and foul. What appears as purpose and emotion is nothing but a carving made in stone to amuse the eyes of time. In truth, none of us were free. In truth, we have been and always shall be merely slaves. Such creation deserves no worship. Let fire be set to the temples of his craft. Let those who kneel before him perish. Let the name of the Creator be stricken from the pages of history. They decided to forsake Lore, their God, because his creation was flawed, because within it we are all slaves to fate. Indeed. The creature looks with sadness upon the destruction around you. Wait! I think I know what this creature is. It is one of them. The Harazars? Yes. Oh. And the servants in the chantry, are they also Harazars? Or what remains of them? Perhaps over the thousands of years which have passed since the fall of Haraz, they have degenerated into these creatures. Perhaps. Again, the creature motions for you to come. Lead the way, Harazar. Good eye, Larry. Good spot there. Good lore check. You enter a large chamber resembling a library. Statue. Gather round me, my friends. Put down your weapons and set aside your anger. There is another way. There is a way to break this cage, a means to unmake the chains that bind you. Creation is flawed indeed, but the flaw can yet be mended. The answer lies in the very method of his craft. Fire and water, earth and sky, life and death, past and future, all of these in balance, pressing upon the world from all directions of the compass in the hourglass. There is a place where all of this converges. You shall find this place, the focus upon which the world spins, the fulcrum of history and fate, the pentaract. You shall find it, and you shall build around it a great city, and within that city you shall conceive the means to destroy the balance. For this you will use fate's own powers against her. The balance between past and future shall become its own undoing. The glory of a prophet's sight, a dream so lucid that it reaches beyond time itself. Yes, fate's own vanity shall be her downfall. The future leans against the past and makes itself known through the dreams of prophets. And through those dreams it shall provide the very means of its own destruction. Once again, the creature motions to you. Oh, I have a continual flame spell before I forget. I gave myself continual flame. Was that level 4? No. Was it level 3? Yes, continual flame. That's going to let me light my armor or something. So we get permanent light. The mother statue. The statue depicts a woman wearing a hood and holding a small child. Look at her face. Instantly you recognize her. It is the woman from your dream, the one whose son you are meant to kill. Touch the statue. I do all I can to prevent their plan, and yet it comes to pass. They use my own powers against me. They turn the gift I bestow upon them into a weapon which they seek to unmake the future itself. The balance between the past and future, that is the source of their sight. It was meant to be a gift, a way to accept and love that which must come to pass. But they reject it, corrupt it, and through it they exploit a weakness, a crack in the stone from which all is carved. Why do they despise me so? Why do they struggle against the embrace of their own mother? I create a beautiful future for them all, and they reject it. So that is who you are. You are fate. I give them my own son, the future I have built for them, and they send their champion to slay him in cold blood. Here now she comes, the Unmaker, she who murders the future, my only son. He is dead, my son is dead. Wow. Perhaps he can still be saved. She stands before me now, believing herself to understand, but the shape of time is larger than the dreams of mortals, larger than the dreams of prophets. So arrogant are those blessed with the sight, so foolish for thinking that it makes them any less blind to the vast complexity of my art, and thus, through her own arrogance, she is doomed. For thrice she has been betrayed, once by the kindness of a friend who guided her on the path of knowledge, and upon the rooftop of the world she learned her fate from the mouth of the restless dead. And though one trap was avoided, another greater one was set. She shall escape one cage only to find it nested within another. Next she was betrayed by the voice of justice, by the passion of convictions, but even as she succeeds in freeing a people from the oppression of tyranny, she brings death to hundreds. But all this was nothing in comparison to the third betrayal. The death of the desert city was a tragedy, the murder of hundreds, and yet it was only a fly speck upon the face of history. For the third betrayal shall be the most profound, the most shocking of all, a betrayal by the one person in the world whom she believed she could trust. A chill grips your heart. In your subconscious, you already know what she will say. It shall take place within a prophet's dream. Her own mouth shall speak a promise, and her own ears shall listen and believe it. She will be told to destroy that which holds the past and future in balance. She will be promised that that link will shatter for only an instant. Oh no. But the promise shall be revealed a lie. Once shattered, the pentaract will not be remade. It shall not reform within an instant, as had been promised. Instead, it shall remain like a gaping wound within the fabric of time. Oh no! Oh, by Corellin's mercy, the pentaract! It is destroyed forever! What have I done? The old shall betray the young. The promise spoken shall be revealed a lie. Thus shall the final gate be opened and the world unmade. I have been betrayed by my own future self! The third betrayal shall be the most profound of all, a soul turning upon itself and casting itself into eternal damnation for a single act of unspeakable ruin. But why? Why would I someday lie to myself about all this? She shakes her fist at the sky in search of answers, but none come. In her naivety, she has listened to the words of the future, still understanding so little of the true burden she carries. The death of the desert city was nothing, nothing compared to her own act, the act which brings about the century of sorrow. You fall silent. What have you done, Karini? Larian's voice shakes with despair. What have you done? I have been deceived, Larian. You have been deceived by your very own self. Your very own future self has lied to you, tricked you into doing this, into bringing about the century of sorrow. But why? There are things within your soul that are hidden even from you. Deep inside you there is a darkness that shall awaken one day, and that shall be the death of us all. No, I refuse to believe that it was me. No, I refuse to believe it. After all that we have seen, after all that has come to pass, do you still doubt the future? No, you are right. All that had been foreseen has come true.
Yes, that is so.
And there is no more future for prophets to see. Perhaps there is still hope.
I don't believe so.
There is no way to defeat fate. It was, all of it, a lie. I refuse to believe that, you repeat as if repetition would make it true. I refuse to believe that. Larian is silent, his face is still as a mask. Larian.
This is me. Can't do this.
Larian! He is silent. Leave him.
Please leave me be. I have no desire to speak with anyone.
Don't abandon me now, Larian. He looks at you with cold eyes. Please, Larian, I cannot continue without your help. My help, yes. I realize I have helped you. I have helped you to destroy the world, and now it is my guilt as well. No, you are not to blame. You have been a kind and loyal friend. I have been a part of this as well, and now that I understand it, I am through with it. But perhaps we can still stop all this. That is not possible. What is destined cannot be denied. We will find a way.
No, don't believe so.
We already know what the future will bring. Wait, what? What do you think the future will bring? We've already seen it, a century of sorrow, and at its end, at the edge of time itself, you will be the last person standing, and then you will strike the final blow. You will enter into a dream for the last time, and in that dream you will reach out to the past with what you will claim as a helping hand, but instead you will utter a terrible lie and you will give her the weapon that shall destroy creation. Gestures with disdain of the scepter. But why would I do that? Knowing what I know, why would I choose to do such a thing? That I cannot tell. All I know is that you will, and I want no part of it. Then help me stop it.
This is beyond me. I can't do this.
I cannot follow you anymore, Karini Kovaleski. I understand. I will not ask you to continue at my side. I thank you for this, Karini Kovaleski, and I will pray that the burden of what awaits you does not destroy all that is good within your heart. Thank you, Larian. Goodbye, my friend. Without another word, he turns away. The creature nods solemnly and motions for you to follow for the last time. Aw, man, we lost Larian. You emerge into a great chasm extending into infinity. Thus she comes to the end of her tale, to the end of all things, the cliff beyond which there is nothing, and the voices of the uncounted unborn, the voices which have haunted the dreams of prophets for 1,000 years, finally fall to silence. They have never existed. For when the final gate is opened, she shall fall into a dream from which she cannot awaken, a dream that is to last 100 years, 100 years of sorrow, 100 years of pain. For while she dreams, the sun shall fail to rise, the sky shall fail to support the stars. The earth shall fail to give shelter to the dead, and time itself shall be like a gaping wound. And at last, with the burden of guilt heavy upon her heart, she looks upon all that she has wrought. She need only close her eyes. Well, I have no choice. And thus, it has come to pass, the nightmare of prophets, the century of sorrow. So that started it, for despite the best intentions, the struggles and the sacrifices, the terrible plan of the Harazars is set into motion. And while the world crumbles and creation is unmade, Karini Kovaleski, prophet of the North, sleeps within a timeless dream. But deep inside her heavy heart, she knows this dream too shall end. The sleeper shall awaken and face again her cruel fate. The young and old will meet again, and a choice will be made. The betrayal that shatters the world. But what could be the reason? What could be the purpose? This only time can reveal. Wow. Save the game here and move forward to the future. the end of chapter 2. Alright, let's catch up here. So the Harazars set us up to do this. After hearing the truth about the Century of Sorrow and my role in it, Larian has left my side. He stood by me countless times through many battles and struggles, but this was too much. This was the limit of his loyalty. With the loss of this friendship, I have lost my final shreds of hope. By the gods, I've been betrayed by my own future self. She had lied to me. The Pentaract was not reformed, but remains as a gaping wound in the very fabric of existence. And it was the item she had given me, the Scepter of Lore, that was the means to permanently break the link between the past and the future. But why? Why will I someday in the future lie to my own self about all of this? What possible reason could there be to bring about the Century of Sorrow? Shattering the Pentaract brought forth the Century of Sorrow. I have misunderstood everything. The Century of Sorrow had nothing to do with the Wellspring. Poisoning it was an act of terrible evil, but that was nothing compared to what I have done. I have destroyed the very balance upon which rests creation itself. And now I am trapped within an endless dream from which I cannot awaken. While I sleep, the world outside gradually falls apart. The Harazars have launched their ancient plan. The sun shall rise no more, the bird shall fall from the air, the dead shall rise against the living, and time itself shall be torn asunder. There is nothing now that I can do except to lie here within my dream and await the end of days. Seems I have come to the end of my journey. I have fulfilled the plan of the ancient Harazars and have brought about the Century of Sorrow. Despite my efforts, it has all come to pass just as they had foreseen thousands of years ago, all for one fanatical purpose, to defeat fate herself. But has their plan succeeded? Have I, through the choices I believe were my own, truly destroyed the future? If I had no freedom in my actions, then was I not merely playing out the destiny that fate placed before me? Am I not still her slave? Or are my actions truly free? Have I, by breaking the link between past and future, redefined my own past and given freedom to the actions I have taken? Has unconquerable destiny been truly banished from the world, past and future? I have no answers to these questions. Perhaps I never will. And now, trapped within a dream, I can only wait while the world descends into the Century of Sorrow. This is the end of Chapter 2. Please save your character or your game, and stay tuned for Chapter 3 entitled That Which Is Destined. I hope you enjoyed playing Baldur Gate. Oh, we're enjoying it. Alright, so I'm going to save here and call it 21 in Chapter 2. We're going to export our character. Save character. Now it said save your game or move into the future. Is there something I can do here? The future. Who can know what lies beyond this door? Oh. No, I'm not ready yet. Prepare yourself and return to me later. I actually have to download the module and stuff, so thank you for adventuring with me. If you watched this entire series, I hope you enjoyed it. We're moving on to Chapter 3, That Which Is Destined. Stay tuned for that, and really appreciate your viewership. Thank you to everyone watching, and I will see you in the next episode here on the channel. And yeah, pretty interesting stuff, taking a lot of twists and turns. We lost Larian, we lost Hasir, we lost Meridoc. We're on our own in the Century of Sorrow. So that is what it took to bring it about. We've been deceived. Yeah, interesting stuff. I will see you in the next one. So long, everybody. Peace, love, joy, and light to your life. So long.